Trossard really was the problem because he gave that useless pass.
Liverpool did something. They marked Chelsea's man out. Cole Palmer.
Real Madrid coming 2-0 down.
Coming to score 5 goals. 7 big chances.
Crazy.
They couldn't even convert one into a goal.
After the goal, Rafinha's early goal, Bayern took the game to themselves.
Yeah.
They controlled the game. Another week of exciting and entertaining football across the world. Talk about Premier League, talk about Champions League, Europa, and all of those, and as well as what's the name, EPL, La Liga, and all of those ones. It's been an exciting week, and today we are here to give you some entertainment, some analysis of the games that happened over the weekend and during the week as well. And as usual, I have my man Didier, myself, my name Prince Abdan. Welcome to Prekese Global Sports. We are here to give you nothing but the best of amazing football content right here on the channel. Right? How has your week been? I mean,
it's been fun. Almost all the teams have performed.
Yeah,
and we know those teams we didn't have hope in. During the beginning of the season, they are turning up all over.
Right.
Aston Villa, Barcelona, they are all doing
great. I mean, those teams that didn't do very well last season, they are all trying their best and all of that. But first of all, let's start with EPL. I mean, you as usual.
Yeah.
We always do more of EPL right here on the channel. We had a couple of games that happened. Some, surprising, some not. In the first round of games, we had Tottenham versus West Ham, and that game ended 4-1 against West Ham. Generally, and there was also some incidences that happened that really wasn't expected, and it happened to be our Ghanaian brother Mohamed Kudus showing.
I think he was furious in the game.
Right. But then, first of all, what was your general overview of the game and the West Ham team in general? Because they haven't been doing well since the start of the season.
For me, I think Tottenham did everything in the midfield. Bissouma, Kulisevski, and Maddison, they did very well. With the West Ham midfield, Paqueta, Soucek, and Kodo were very poor.
Yeah.
And this defender, what was his name? Todibo. He was very poor. He made some
mistakes, right?
Yeah, he was very poor. And I think Kudus too, because maybe how they scored them, that was why he was angry on the pitch.
And I think Kudus actually is coming from a lot of frustration
from Black
Stars and all of those things. But then that is no excuse. As a professional player, you need to, manage your anger regardless. And even how Kudus tackled the
because the player was
lying down. So you just and that was very, very wrong.
Yeah,
so I feel that he has to sit down and then look at what happened, reflect, and then
Even I think he has to even apologize.
Yes, and I think the FA has written to him. I think they've written to him to hear his response or his side of the story. And before they will take further action, because
I don't think there is anything for Kudus to say because the player was on the
but
floor
to apologize, apologize and say that it won't repeat.
It won't be okay.
So I think that would help his situation. If not, he can get more match bans than just a normal red card would. But then overall, I think I agree with what you said. Paqueta was abysmal on the day.
Yes,
he lost a lot of balls that caused West Ham that game, and Kudus scoring a fantastic goal, but unfortunately. Solid goal, but unfortunately they couldn't live up to expectation. Unfortunately, they've not really been very good since the start of the season, and I don't know whether it's a managerial problem.
To me, I think it's managerial problem.
Right,
because last season they were doing very well. But this is I don't know what
the problem really is. Right, let's go to the next game. Fulham Aston Villa.
Fulham Aston Villa. That was when this guy Martinez made his penalty.
It ended 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
Right. I couldn't watch that game because I was watching the Tottenham game.
Yeah, it was a good game for Aston Villa. Martinez made his fantastic penalty save from Pereira, Andres Pereira.
Right.
And I think that one, this guy was the man of the match. Tielemans, midfielder Tielemans, he did very well in that game.
They both had red cards in the game.
They both had red cards.
And last weekend in particular, there were so many red cards in the game. I think over almost 5 red cards.
Yeah, in Premier League.
In Premier League.
Yes.
That was
In Premier League, almost 5.
Intense.
Yeah.
Right. So the game ended 3-1 in favor of Aston Villa. And Aston Villa, they've been really on top of their game this season.
In all competitions,
they are doing so well. They are doing so well. United was able to get another win against Brentford. I mean, for some time now, United hasn't really been.
For that match, I knew United would have won. Because Ten Hag, he's someone. The moment you decide to sack him, that's when he does his magic. and that match, I think Garnacho did very well. Garnacho, Bruno, and Rashford.
Right.
They did very well.
And I was asking whether what's the name? Rashford is coming back to form.
For Rashford
on that game, he had an assist. An assist. Great game for him.
For Rashford right now is. His consistency level is very poor. He'll turn up today, the next day he'll be ghosted in the game. And we know who Rashford is. It hurts that like things are going on this way for him. So we just hope maybe like with quality training and dedication, I think he'll come back to his form.
De Ligt also had an incident where
when he was bleeding,
like he had a knock, a knee to his head from the Brentford player. He had to. He had to. He was still in the game.
He
wanted to play, and I saw that spirit of wanting to win in United in that game. Yeah. Even the referee even insisted he goes out. He insisted he wanted to play, and I think that was the moment Brentford scored that goal.
He was outside, the coach was complaining, but I don't think it's an issue because the guy is bleeding.
And that is the rule. Once there is blood, you just have to go out and take it care of. And
if the player is supposed to come in, the game has to the ball has to be outside before the player comes in. So I don't think there was any problem with that.
But as a team that wants to win or that is behind, I mean, these frustrations will always come up. Let's look at the next game, Newcastle-Brighton.
Wow, that game I watched it. Brighton, Newcastle spot a lot of chances. I don't know Isak. I don't know whether he coming from injury. That was the main problem. But I think they had 3 big chances and they couldn't convert one into a goal.
Wow!
And that much, Newcastle they outplayed this people there. Brentford. They outplayed them.
Brighton.
Brighton.
Right.
So it was just the chances they were missing.
Right.
In the first half, Brighton had only one chance. That was a chance this guy scored. Well, this guy was his name? Welbeck. That was the only chance they had, and they utilized it.
So the game ended 1-0.
Yeah.
And Southampton played Leicester, and Leicester came from 2 goals down to winning the game.
Yeah.
Crazy results. Fatau
giving an assist. I think he was the man of the match for coming from bench. Fatau did very well.
And I think he changed the game entirely.
He changed the game.
Because they were struggling until he came into the pitch.
And after this something, the coach has to have faith in Fatau. Because coming from the bench, like a young player coming from the bench to win man of the match, it says something.
Right.
And Jordan Ayew scoring that last minute goal, 90 plus 3, 90 plus 4 goal. It's helped them a lot.
Right. So I think Leicester are beginning
won,
they are beginning to
pick up.
Put themselves together.
And at their opponent, that was Southampton. Currently, they are fumbling in the league.
Yeah, because they are just newcomers into the league.
I think they have only 1 point.
They've been promoted this season.
Yes, and they've lost 7 matches.
They might go back to the league because they're not really pulling their weight. And I think it's the same as the next team that played, Ipswich and Everton. Ipswich is also not really doing.
For them, I think Ipswich, I think they'll go back to relegation.
They are
Sometimes
struggling.
they are struggling. Teams that come from Championship, and let's say it's been a while for them to play in the Premier League, they always find it difficult
to play.
So
in that game against Everton, they lost 2-0.
Yes, they lost 2-0.
Right. So let's look at Bournemouth-Arsenal.
That game, I think Saliba cost Arsenal.
Because for me, I think he could be partly blamed, but I see that Trossard really was the problem because he gave that useless pass.
Yes,
he gave that useless pass because
pass.
Saliba was rather a foot ahead.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't have given that back pass.
During that was last season.
If you are under pressure, let the ball go out of, because you were closer to throw.
But what Saliba did, it was still first. It was very early to get that red.
That's what I'm saying. It is. I think he just did that instantaneously, spontaneously. But then, if that pass didn't come,
but Prince,
if that pass didn't come, he would have.
Saliba is a professional,
right?
Early red card, definitely to go against.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing that. That wasn't a bad decision.
Last season there was an incident. Barcelona and one team, I think in the Champions League, Araujo had early red card.
Right.
So after the game, Gundogan was like, young defenders should always take caution of certain things.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not absolving Saliba of blame.
Yeah.
But Trossard should have watched better, or should have found a better way to put him. Saliba. I'm not blaming Saliba much, because probably he felt he could have done that to save, because it was going to be a goal.
Yes.
He thought he would have done that. He could have done that and gone away with it. Though, like, we know some of these things. A typical example is the Chelsea one. So sometimes you have to gamble as a defender. But then for me, I felt if he had left him, even if he had scored, but it would have been better with 11 men to equalize, than to go down a man and then be struggling to come back into the game. Yeah. Because if as they didn't score the goal, because you were 10 men, 1 man down, they came back, they scored more goals. So what if you had allowed them to score that 1 goal, and you still being in the pitch and fighting back and equalizing? You could have maybe they might. You could have equalized that 1 goal and won the game. Yeah. So I think it was not a good decision from Saliba. But then Trossard also didn't really do well. And Bournemouth, I mean, did very well in the. I mean, let's give them some credit. They played very well. They did very well. Our own man Semenyo was in form, giving some amazing crosses left, right, center, and all Semenyo,
of that. I don't know, that last weekend,
right?
Almost all the Black Star players,
all of them were. So solid.
Right now, are we going to say the coach is the problem, or
because there's a bigger problem?
Yes,
there's a bigger problem in Black Stars. Yeah, they have to sit down and then give themselves some break and then solve the problems.
Yeah.
But the question is it going to be solved? That's the problem.
The question.
Because now everybody is using the Black Stars for some gains. So those were the Saturday games.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the Sunday games. I think we had only 2 games on Sunday. That was Wolves and Man City. Another.
Wolves. They've been disturbing Man City.
No, but I think Man City is becoming poorer with time,
because one of their key players, I think 2,
right, are not there.
Yes, De Bruyne and Rodri, and it's affecting them. No,
but are we saying that if Rodri and De Bruyne leave City will not be City again?
Definitely, it's in every team. Let's say Chelsea, for instance. If Cole Palmer is not there,
no, but if Cole Palmer is not there, we should be able to.
To do something. But right. That's how the thing is.
You can't always depend on one player.
You can't. That's because just like the Chelsea game.
The player might be important, but if that player is not there, there should be a quality replacement for him and all of that. And if you look at the last 2 games of Man City, they struggled.
And now Haaland too is not scoring because there's.
But for the Champions League, in Premier League, he's not scored any. But yesterday in Champions League, he scored 2 goals. Right, but I think City has to find a way of working around. And I also feel that Pep Guardiola, his concentration is not in the club anymore. Because a Pep Guardiola that wants to win, he will find a way out.
For Pep,
you know the rumors about him wanting to leave and all of that. So I don't see that much, commitment more like as we saw when he was in the previous years and when he wanted to win. Now he has won it. Or what else?
He has done everything.
He has done everything. Yeah. So it doesn't look like a job to him anymore. He's looking for newer challenges or bigger challenges and all of that.
Let's know that those key players, Rodri for instance, you see, for that 2 games, there were chances, like if you are watching the game, you'll be like, if Rodri was there,
of course,
what he would have done. Of
course. I mean, I agree with regards to the quality of Rodri.
Yeah.
But then my position is that as a club, you shouldn't always depend on one player because if that player is not there, it will hurt you.
Definitely.
And a team like with the quality or a team like Man City should know better because this is a top class team, champions of English football. I mean, they should have that ability to find their way around every situation. And for me, I think that is what they are facing now. Now let's get to and that game ended 2-1 in favor of City.
Stones gave some last minute.
The way I wanted City to lose this game. So that goal it really pained me.
Yeah, because
right. But the point is that
10 minutes then
Stone cannot. You remember the last game? It was the same thing. The same Stones, but you can't keep getting. Last minute goals like that. Liverpool Chelsea. Big game.
Yeah, for that game, I think both teams did very well.
Right.
We've seen both teams have top managers, and Slot and Enzo Maresca.
And they are all new.
Yeah, and they are all like technicians. Like they are good for their technical level. They are very good. And if you check something, Liverpool did something. They marked Chelsea's man out, Palmer.
Right.
Palmer was out of the game. And one thing I was expecting the coach to do was to bring a creative player, someone like Joao Felix. For maybe if Palmer is marked out, Joao Felix can do something. But at the end, Joao Felix was not brought in. It was Nkunku and Pedro Neto. Both of them, they did very well, especially Pedro Neto. He did very well.
So probably the tactical abilities of Liverpool outpowered Maresca.
And I think this guy too, Moyes Caicedo did very well.
Yeah,
I expected
Gravenberch. How do you make of Lavia starting over?
Lavia was good.
Starting over Enzo.
That one I always say it.
Guys, you know what? You know why
Lavia was good, but
this guy he's at Enzo.
We missed something. We missed the Enzo passes.
Enzo fan.
We missed the Enzo passes. No matter what you do,
he will never accept that Lavia should play over Enzo.
Yeah. Oh, it's true because during the first half we missed some switch plays, some long passes. We missed them.
No, but even with that, with the switch play that we know Enzo of, this season he hasn't really been consistent with it. So
meaning there is something wrong.
So let him sit on the bench and we find the situation. We find the solution.
Enzo Fernandez, he will come back.
We'll find the solution. Right, so Chelsea lost the game 2-1. For me, I think particularly...
And let's not forget, the referee was very biased. Because we saw clear... Yeah, Chelsea had some penalty. He
but some people also felt that the Tosin incident was also a red card.
Yes, that one.
So, yeah, it was balanced.
50-50.
Right. And for me, I think it was just that... Slot was a little bit ahead of Enzo, with regards to his tactics and all of that. For me, I always believe that as a coach, you should always find
Slot to gamble the game. You see, John Stones,
right?
He's not been featuring him. He always played McAllister ahead of him,
right?
So that game, when I saw John Stones, I was surprised. But later in the game, John Stones was very good.
So he knew why he put him.
He knew why.
It's part of the tactics.
Yes.
So for me, I think that as a coach, whatever situation you find yourself, you should find a way to maneuver. The team you are meeting, you should know your team. You should know how you are going to, outwit them, regardless of the circumstances we find ourselves. Do you think Liverpool was going to allow Chelsea to play? No. So they will find a way. So if you get into the game and then they've marked your key player out, you have to find something out. I always believe in coaches who are instantaneous. In the heat of the moment, they know what to do. Enzo just came. Let's see what he's able to do going forward. But then on Monday, I think we had a game.
Yeah,
Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest winning by a lone goal. Crystal Palace seems not to be finding themselves this season.
For Palace, I think the team they're selling their key player last season. Olise, it has affected
them.
The team.
And Olise is doing
very well in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's go to the weekday Champions League games. On Tuesday we had Milan against Club Brugge. And Milan scored them 3-1. Club Brugge haven't had a red card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For I think this guy, Christian Pulisic. Pulisic has been on form this season. And I don't know, like, was in the Milan team. Almost all the Chelsea players, you know I'm a Chelsea fan. Almost all the Chelsea players that we gave to them, they are all excelling.
Right.
This guy, Loftus-Cheek, he was an injury-proof player in Chelsea, but currently
he's not getting
injured. Pulisic, the same thing. And in the beginning of the match, I told one of my friends that he should take bets. Pulisic is going to score, and he scored the first goal.
Right.
So I think the coach is doing very well.
Very well. Right. Monaco is also doing great.
Yeah, Monaco, they scored 5.
They scored Red Star Belgrade 5-1.
Yeah.
Right.
Minamino was one of the match. That guy, Minamino came to Liverpool. I think he didn't get him enough playing time.
Right.
They loaned him several times. But I think currently he's gone permanent. And that guy, he's very good. So
yeah, and Salisu,
he was benched.
He was on the bench. He wasn't in action. He was on the bench.
Yeah.
Right. So let's look at Arsenal Shakhtar Donetsk.
Well, Shakhtar Donetsk. Arsenal really disappointed us.
Winning 1-0.
Because Shakhtar Donetsk, you were supposed to score them plenty. I think these guys missed the penalty. Trossard missed the penalty, and Arsenal missed about 3 big chances.
Right.
They created 3 big chances, and they missed all
of them.
Yeah. Arsenal didn't do well.
At least they were able to have a win. So
even their goal, it was an own goal.
Right.
It was an own goal.
But I mean, a club that is doing so well is Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, they are top
played
of the table
against Bologna, and they won 2-0.
Yeah.
And this is their 3rd consecutive win.
They won against Bayern Munich games. And now Bologna. Let's not forget about this player, John Duran. I think John Duran in January, he might want to leave Aston Villa, because with this current form and you are being benched, it says.
But don't you think it's a strategy? It's a strategy that.
Although
anytime he comes
is
on,
because he can't play ahead of Watkins.
Not even that he cannot play, but then probably he's at his best when he comes off from the bench. That is also because anytime he comes off from the bench, he scores.
Sometimes it's just same situation as this guy Alvarez and Haaland.
Right.
When Alvarez comes from the bench, he performs very good.
Better.
But here the case, he's also scoring. Haaland is scoring. So in his head, he would think maybe he's good enough to start.
That it depends on how the management of the team manages things and all of. But come on, I think Duran is a solid striker.
He's solid.
The goal he scored was solid, and I think he might want to leave. That's his discretion. But I think he should stay at Villa for at least till the end of the season. Before you remember, Chelsea was actually
I mean, I was part of those who were saying no, stick with Nicolas Jackson. But
so now Jackson is running all over the place. Girona also won 2-0 against Bratislava.
Yeah, for that match, Girona
they won 2-0, right?
Yeah. Girona I think this season too, they are not really doing well as compared to last season, because this was their first win in the Champions League. They lost all two games and won this.
Right.
So I was not that really surprised, because their opponent is not any tough team they have to lose against.
Right. Juventus also lost to Stuttgart.
Yes, this game Juventus really disappointed me.
They had a red card too.
Yeah, they were not even able to create a single chance. They were outmarked. And they lose. They even had a red card.
Yeah.
Danilo had
red card. Yeah. So PSG also played PSV. And they drew 1-1.
1-1 for this
Dembele
match.
missing so many
chances in the early hours of the first half.
So many chances. I don't know why he always liked to tear the net when even he's eager in front of the post.
He's eager to score.
Why try to shoot when you could just
the first chance he missed, it was just a tap
and the ball went
it hit the crossbar. He should have just converted
some players are like that.
Chances to goals.
You want to shoot and then the ball will tear the net or what? Right. So they drew right there.
They
But then
drew.
the cracker of yesterday that's Tuesday
Yeah.
was in Champions League was Real Madrid Dortmund. Real Madrid coming 2-0 down.
Coming to score 5 goals.
In like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Second, because they started scoring, I think, somewhere around the 60th minute. So
Yeah.
in 30 minutes, they were able to score 5 goals.
For that match, I think
was
the
crazy.
Dortmund coach made a mistake. He did some changes and trying to defend. And an attacking team like Real Madrid, if you try to defend, that's when the pressure is on you.
Right.
So I think maybe like they should have just opened up. Let
But
them
for
play.
me, I think I wasn't really surprised because that's how Real Madrid always play.
That's how they play.
when
But
you score in the first half and you
no,
don't think
Madrid
that
for Madrid unless
come and-
90 minutes.
Yes,
If it's 90
don't
minutes.
don't come and say anything.
Yeah, but he trying to
Right.
defend too. That was when he had a lot of pressure.
Right.
He should have
And
just
don't forget these same teams played in the finals of last Champions League.
Last
And
Champions
the
League.
same thing happened.
Yeah.
Madrid, beat them. But then for me, as I said, I wasn't surprised. But one person I just like can't wrap my head around how special he is Vinicius Jnr.
Vinicius
scoring a hat-trick.
a hat trick. Now Vinicius is the
He's
face of Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. No, nobody.
When Madrid went to sign Kylian Mbappe, people were like, Mbappe will come
Yeah,
in
bench.
out.
Yeah.
So Mbappe has to prove
Yeah.
to Real Madrid that he's
Vini, and the difference is that Vini has already immersed himself in the team.
in the team. Yes,
He knows the ins and outs of the team.
Yeah.
Madrid, Mbappe is just coming. He
just
has
come
to
in.
learn.
So
He has to learn because this is Mbappe, Vinicius Junior's house. He's just coming in. He has to, But then Mbappe didn't also do bad. He also did his
He
best.
gave an assist. Even
Right.
Rodrigo
he did his best.
very well. I think all the three attackers
They
very
did
well.
well. It was a great game for me, and I really, really, really enjoyed that game. And the last game was Sporting CP against Stormgrass.
Yeah.
Sporting CP winning by 2-0.
Yeah, Sporting CP, they have this striker, Gyökeres. Gyökeres is very good. I think in Europe, he is one of the strikers with most goals. He has 11 goals, 1 assist in 8 matches. The guy is on form. He's on form. And almost all their matches, he performs very well. In that match, he scored and gave an assist.
Right. Now, on yesterday, we had some more Champions League games.
Yeah.
As they say now, the games are more. So we had over
I think 8, 9 games.
too many. Well, we had the first one was Atalanta Celtic. Atalanta
Celtic.
drew 0-0 to Celtic.
Atlanta sports 7 big chances. Would you believe?
That's crazy.
7 big chances.
Crazy.
They couldn't even convert 1 into a goal. How? You create
crazy.
7 big chances
That's
and
crazy.
can't convert 1.
Yeah. Ademola Lookman wasn't there.
Lookman, he was there. Lookman was there.
Ah, well, let's see. We had Brest to
And Brest and Leverkusen.
played 1-1 draw.
Yeah, for that match, I expected Leverkusen to win.
To win, yeah.
And let's not forget, their keep striker, Boniface, had an accident during the weekend. So he was not featured into the match.
Right.
And the coach benched Frimpong, Jacques Nkou. If, let's say, you need a win, I don't know sometimes what goes into the coach's mind. You need a win, and you come and bench your key players.
Maybe there are issues. They have issues.
Or maybe
You
like
never
they're
know.
just resting them. For me, maybe
never
because I'm not a coach. If I'm a coach, I don't think I'll let's say like I'll say this match is small. Let me bend this player. Me, I'll come all out. If I win, then I'll remove them, bring the other players.
Right. We also had Athletic Madrid losing to Lille.
For Atletico Madrid,
That was a shocker.
Atletico Madrid,
3-1.
they are not doing well in the Champions League as compared to the league. Champions League, they lost against Benfica. That was last week. They lost against Benfica 4-0. And coming to lose against Leeds 3-1 again. I don't know what's really wrong. Or maybe Simone is like focusing on the league.
I don't know.
And we are currently we know the league. Simone cannot come close because Barcelona and Madrid they form the
neck to neck.
Yeah.
Now we had Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. Cracker of a game, 4-1.
Another big game.
Ooh, for a minute, I thought Barcelona. You know, we did a live watch along on PHS. I thought Barcelona were going to lose this game because the first few minutes after the goal, Rafinha's early goal, Bayern took the game to themselves.
Yeah.
They controlled the game for 15 minutes. Barca was finding it difficult to touch the ball.
Yeah, for me, that much. I think Vincent Kompany is not that technical coach because if you study something, I think during their live I commented something about high line. Barcelona they were playing high line, and your striker Harry Kane is always in the middle. Even when the wingers get the ball,
he's not there.
The striker is not there.
He's not there. And Harry Kane has this problem. Even in England, that's how he plays.
That's how he plays.
When the wingers get the ball or the midfielders get the ball, he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and
you're not a midfielder. You're a striker.
Here the case.
And it's the same problem Ancelotti is having with Mbappe.
When the wingers have the ball, the striker is not there.
You're nobody's there. You are not
because
there.
There were instances Olise had the ball. We're expecting Harry Kane to be inside the box
because that 15 minutes they controlled the game. That was when they should have won the game.
Yes. Let's not forget
they didn't.
Upamecano and Kim.
They were also
their combination is very bad. They're making
Upamecano also made so many errors.
And benching when Musiala came in, we saw changes in the game. We saw changes. So I think Musiala could have started the game.
But I also think Barca did very well.
Oh, Barca.
After and in the live I said that the coach has to sit down and find a way out. I think Armando was saying that because they are youngsters, they are relatively inexperienced. And I said, no, football, yes, experience is key. But then the age is not really a matter to discuss. All he just needs, because these are all proven players. They've played and we've seen how they play. I mean, Yamal, incredible player.
Yes.
All the coach needed to do was to find what will work, the style that will work. And I realized Barcelona wanted to play like Bayern. And that was where they had problems. But when they took the ball back and started playing among themselves, they were able to play and then eventually winning the game.
Barcelona,
Rafinha also getting a hat-trick.
A hat-trick,
Barcelona and Madrid neck to neck. Nobody's giving
this weekend. It is going to be a busy weekend.
Very, very busy. Very, 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 very busy. And we also had the next one was Benfica Feyenoord. Benfica losing 3-1. We also had City's winning 5-0 to Sparta Prague.
Yeah, for City game, I was not surprised.
Right,
I
Haaland
expected
getting
more
2 goals.
One thing that's one thing I like about Pep. Pep, if he's going to play with a small club,
you make sure you score.
You make sure you score you plenty.
Right.
Just for you to respect that this is City I'm playing with.
RB Leipzig also lost to Liverpool.
Yes.
Liverpool getting 1 goal in the game.
You see, one thing, we are not talking about Liverpool's current form. Because they are performing in the league, performing outside
the league as well.
In European football today, they are doing very well. And if you study the game, the coach came out to win the game. And Nunes, we know Nunes is someone who misses chances. And the goal he scored was very fantastic.
All right, let's see. We had Salzburg losing to Dynamo as well.
Yeah, Dynamo Zagreb. For that game,
2-0.
Salzburg this season they are not really doing
impressive.
Well. Yeah, even in their league, I think they are fourth on the league. The Salzburg they are not really doing well.
Young boys also lost to Inter 1-0. Yeah.
For that match, we all
Thuram as usual scoring.
Yeah, and this guy did very well. Dumfries.
He's always
for that guy. I'm not a fan of Dumfries,
but he's always good.
He's always good.
Solid.
The reason why I say I'm not a fan.
Me too.
Of
I'm not a fan of him, but he's always solid.
I think
he's always too serious.
Last 2 seasons, Inter Barcelona. He did a lot of mistakes. So since then, I don't really like his style of play.
For me, he's always too serious.
Yeah,
like you won't see him smiling. He takes the game too personal.
He's always
too personal. I don't know who. I forgot which game that was. When I think he was the captain of the team. I don't know whether that was last week's
Against
Champions
Roma.
League. I don't know which game that was. He was the captain. He was serious, running helter skelter. I say, quite.
Down freeze.
Okay, so let's look at the table. I think those are all the games.
Yeah, those are all the games.
For it ended
Champions
yesterday,
League.
Champions
Yeah, it
League.
ended yesterday.
Right, let's look at the table at the moment. Now all teams have played 3 games, so they are on equal grounds. Aston Villa is now on top with 9 points,
9 points.
with goal difference of +6, and Liverpool following closely second with 9 points
5.
as well, but with +5 of goal difference. Man City are third with 7 points.
7 points.
Monaco are fourth with 7 points. Brest are fifth with 7 points. Leverkusen safe with 7 points. Inter seventh with 7 points. Sporting CP eighth with 7 points.
So
if we were talking
difference.
about, I just want to. I don't want to go in there because it's just the same. And so you see that in the other video I was telling you that every critical rating in the game now matters. If you look at from fourth Monaco to Inter to seventh, they're all having the same goal difference. But you see that some are on the top. They have some other ratings that, because if you look at the Brest and Brest and Monaco, Brest Brest and let's say Brest and Leverkusen. Brest have more goals scored by them, because they have 7 goals scored. And then Leverkusen has 6 goals. So you see all these, though they have goal difference of +5, but then there is,
and you see City and Monaco City has 9 goals.
9
They've
goals.
not scored them.
You get it?
Yeah.
So and City and so they've not scored them. So they have 9 goals. And they have +9. So
+9,
it's all those little things matters. Though they have 7 points, but City has more goal difference than Monaco. So those are some of the difference. So if right now, if the game they had, this was the end of the group phase, it means that these 8 teams would have proceeded automatically
to Arsenal
and Co would have now played the
Juventus.
they would have played the playoff, and then now get another 8 to the round of 16. So basically that is it, guys. I think that is all time would allow us for now. So that is the happenings over the weekend, Premier League and Champions League. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are watching for the first time, and smash the like button, share the video, and we see you in the next episode. Peace. We out.